And here I'm back with another new episode of Should You Buy, the series where I give you some fresh gameplays of the new games and my first impression of it. And honestly, I have been insane for Cyberpunk 2077 since a very long time, and frankly, it literally delayed forever now, but still we got the game and 10th of this month, and I'm very excited. Nearly at the end of the year, but still it's time for some Should You Buy. So let's begin. So if you're kinda novice to Cyberpunk, then it's actually a first-person open-world sci-fi RPG with a slight taste of stealth and melee. You can kinda relate the environment with Watch Dogs Legion, but as a pro version of it. And yeah, if you're not even familiar with Watch Dogs Legion, then you can check my review up there. So Cyberpunk is based on Night City. It is a full fictional city and it really holds the perspective of Cyberpunk. Everything looks and feels so damn good. It has tons of things to see, people to talk and quests to explore. And it's all in a very new way. It obviously contains traditional RPG stuff but in a very distinguished environment. And I really think that's the thing that really appeals for the game. Yet it's not the perfect thing ever made, but of course it holds a good place. Yet Cyberpunk 2077 feels kinda straightforward, but not really. We do have a lot going in the game. In Cyberpunk 2077, player will be able to select from 3 different origin stories, each of which features a different starting location in the world of their character. Talking to VG247 lead quest designer Pavel Sasko explained a system that CD Projekt Red calls life paths. The player in Cyberpunk 2077 can create a custom character which has one of these origin stories that they call life paths. You can be nomad, corpo, or straight kid. Sasko explained each of those life paths has a different starting location and story background that are strongly connected with the original story. Now talking about the characters, these are kinda big thing for the game. Keanu Reeves shows up earlier in the game than expected as Johnny Silverhead, quite an interesting character in the game, and it's absurd how good the voice acting is, and the personalities all over the game are really freaking awesome, and some characters attached me so much to the plot that I really started missing the game again. The gameplay department is kinda interesting. Shooting is completely in first person with a little bit of tweaked in their own way. Stealth is there, but you are not really forced to use it. It's just kinda safer option to proceed for. Melee is there, but doesn't play that much of a big role in the combat. And trust me, I'm really surprised how they handled the total experience of driving the car so perfectly. It's well off for a studio who didn't even make a single car game handle the segment so elegantly. I'm really impressed. And yeah, I didn't find anything wrong going on with the AI yet, and I'm quite hopeful that there won't be anything stupid in the future. So skill tree customization and styles are there in the game, and they're mostly traded with in-game money, which is again nice. I'm not really gonna dive down deep in this segment, but I do have stuff to order. We do have a good amount of liberty for the character skill tree. We can improve skills like hacking or headshot damage or maybe even defense. Then we have this cool cyberpunk body mods which include more enhanced vision, strong legs, and etc., which brings more to the game. So the story has quite a bit of variety, but it isn't that much volatile. I mean, choices are included in the game, but that nearly affects the story that much, and other RPG chunks are well off like dialogues and more often the graphics. But as I told about in the beginning that this is not the best deal as glitches are quite visible and there are many issues that are vulnerable in online gameplay. And believe me, gamers are slowly getting mad at this. I understand that the glitches are really kind of a pain in the butt sometimes, but yet we should also consider the situation of developers in this pandemic and wait for updates as they're coming, and that's for sure. Talking about the graphics, it is very volatile on where you play the game. If you are playing this game on a base PS4 Pro or Xbox One, then you are out of luck because this is the minimum graphics provided. There is less pedestrians and cars, quite less details, ages aren't that clarified, and mainly the FPS are sometimes well below 30, which is kinda bummer as it feels like these base versions weren't given that much priority over the arrival of the next gen, and I really hope things will improve steadily, and it's only the beginning stage of the game and there's a lot more to go in the future. But still, though the PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X versions have appreciable graphics, and with the help of ray tracing, it really enhances the prospect of next-gen gaming. So long story short, Cyberpunk 2077 is a very divergent RPG which is in many segments quite better than other RPGs in the market. They are totally bringing some kind of conflict over the rest sci-fi RPGs, and of course it really matters where you played and how you played and how much you can endure those glitches, as it may take some time for the developers to hook up with these things. So as usual, this was a studio by. You did hear my perception, and now it's your turn. Comment down below your thoughts about the game, and if you're new, then a subscription will help me a lot. And if you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button, and until then, keep gaming and peace.